and demonstration for homophone practice using digital task cards for EDUC 630 Technology Practices for Instructional Improvement with Dr. Roy Morse. So as many teachers have had to transition back and forth between in-person and virtual classrooms, we have had to definitely adapt and overcome. Having many of the tools that typically are for actual physical touching and use in the classroom, we've had to come up with new ways that we can practice our skills that we are teaching with our students. One way was through digital task cards. I managed to convert all of my in-person, hands-on flashcard style task cards into a digital version through PowerPoint and Google Slides for many of my online students. It's a great interactive way for students to practice whatever skill we're learning that day, and also be able to create these presentations with limitations to where the students aren't just clicking anywhere on the slide that they wish to, but actually have to click buttons. Many of the students have to choose the right answer to advance to the next slide. However, if the answer is wrong, they will be directed to a slide that tells them that they got the answer incorrect, but they will have a chance to try again. When working with English language learners, one of the main subjects we learn and skills that we practice a lot are homophones, homonyms, and homographs. When I typically start off, I usually start with homophones. Those are the words that sound the same. I usually do the SS, sound same, to help them to remember when we're talking about homophones, but understand that they are different spellings and that the words will have different meanings. Once we've gone through this lesson, I then like to give them practice exercises that they can do either on their own, in pairs, or in groups depending on their proficiency levels. To begin, this is an example of the homophones 2, 2, and 2. When I have presented this one, I always try to provide pictures that kind of give a clue on what the sentence may be saying. Again, a lot of the vocabulary in these sentences are something they have already learned, and I keep the sentences as simple as possible. So that way I have them focusing on the homonym versus trying to just understand what is being asked in the question. So usually I always provide pictures or some type of diagram that indicates how I'm directing them to think for their answer. So for this one, if they couldn't remember if it was 2 with 1 O or 2 with 2 O's, and they click the wrong one, they'll be directed to a try it again slide. I don't like to use the word wrong because it can be a little bit defeating, but we're going to give it another try because we just haven't gotten there yet. We have a go back button that provides them another chance to try to get the question correct. So once they realize it's not the one with 2 O's, but the other one, then yay, we have a correct. And it's something to always celebrate. They then have a button that will click for the next question. Again, here is a picture with 2 dogs to help them kind of lead them in the right direction, especially my less proficient students, to the correct 2 or the correct homophone I would like them to choose. Here we again get our answer correct. And then we have our back button or our advanced button that takes us to our next question. As we get here, we go again. We say we click the wrong answer again. That's okay. We're going to give it another try and go back to the back button and choose our correct answer. Now, once they've come to the end of their skill slides, then it will say next question, and that button will then take them to either a finish diagram, they don't want to do it again, or we can repeat from the start and actually have a chance to go through again. If they went through it quite quickly, maybe they want to work with another student and challenge each other on how many they can get right. Now typically these task cards would have more than just 3 questions. They would be anywhere from 10 to 20 depending on my proficiency levels, so that they have opportunity to start over from the beginning and again have the opportunity to go and try again and see how well they do another round. Thank you for your time and watching this presentation on digital task cards for English language learners